Wonderful viewers, welcome to another episode on the Patriotic Channel, where we're bringing you all the patriotic conversations that matter as far as Ghana is concerned, whether we find ourselves in Ghana and also abroad. My name is Philip Asiawo, and as we always do it, let's get interactive. You can subscribe, like, and share all our videos, and you can let us know what you think, and we can take it from there. What we're doing is that we're doing a build-up to the NPP branch here in the UK, their election to elect various executives to take over from the previous ones. And we have been speaking to aspirants about what they bring on board and also why they are the best persons for the various jobs that they are seeking to occupy. He is a distinguished social protection expert, accomplished public service leader, and a seasoned political commentator with extensive experience both in Ghana and also here in the United Kingdom. He currently serves as Assistant Director of Children's Services here in the United Kingdom, telling us more about himself and also what he's bringing on board, why he's the best person for delegates in the United Kingdom to give him the nod to be the chairman of the NPP-UK branch. He's none other than Andy Owusu, and we all call him Andy Owusu for short. Here's my guest on the Patriotic Channel this afternoon. Chairman, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so briefly, tell us about yourself.
Yes, so thank you ever so much, Philip. And as you have eloquently embarrassed me.
I know, it's a tall list. Actually, if I wanted to read it, it will take over the whole of the interview. So I didn't
embarrass me.
Just say some.
I will always say that I am... and I say it many places I have gone to, that I'm a child of destiny. In fact, I am a chance event. I am the last of a sibling of three other. So we are four. And born to a very humble man who grew up with nothing but actually made a lot of impact in Ghana. The last of a sibling of three originally, so we are four. My parents are from the Ashanti region, to be precise, Asante Aguna, which is a stretch, one of the traditional towns where between Kumasi and Mampo happens to be the place that they claim Dr. Komfanoche.
Oh, okay.
It's,
yeah, so historical significance.
Historical significant. And I have one brother and then two sisters, all of them doing different things at different levels. I am married. I have three children.
Family man.
A family man, as you would have heard. So I have a son who have just completed university, and then graciously, and then I have two daughters who are in their different disciplines. I went to secondary school also in Pope John.
Oh.
So I ended up in Koforidia, New Jobbing. John, between 1995 and then I left Pope John in 1998. In fact, I should have gone to university in 1999, but the university actually had closed because the university was introducing what they call the academic facility user fee, and there was a
there was a boycott, so that was when they had to shut the university for some time.
And then after that, when the government then decided to implement that, they decided to then actually charge it to students, and in the 99 there was also what they call the Mobrowa struggle because students said that they couldn't pay. They couldn't pay. So then I came. So for me, in Kede in the 1992, let me put it, I was just a young boy who was seeing a multi-party democracy for the first time. Because bearing in mind, from the 70s, anybody who were born around the 70s didn't see any semblance of democracy. It was military, one military regime over the other. So it was the a Kufu, a Champon, then a Kufu, then J.J. Rollins, then a brief moment of Liman, like 18 months or something. People didn't see any match. Then back to Rollins. Then again the whole of the 80s Rollins. Then you have come into the 1992, then the first multi-party.
Transitioning to democracy.
So it was like Christmas for everybody. We didn't know what that was. There you see hoistings, people standing on cars, and then you see the information vans having the hall. So it was quite an exciting thing to see. Then you saw people having T-shirts, having people's names in front of it and their photos. So it was like transitioning into a whole era, and it was quite a nostalgia, really. And not only me, many people, for the sheer sight of it.
Right. So we've talked a bit about Kede, New Jobbing, Legon. In Legon, from the little background research I did, you were into TESCON as well. So would you say that was when you started really doing more political stuff?
So yes. I think that to give credit to those who went to KNUST, I think TESCON itself started from KNUST. And then within a short period of time, it kind of mushroomed to other universities. And I think that I give credit to the people like Asenso and his mates, who actually, I can say that they envisioned some kind of a student organization, which actually many other people decided to contribute to it. So I became the first TESCON organizer in university.
For University of Ghana.
Bearing in mind that is something that I always admire, because through that I built a lot of patriots, friends, and I have sustained that friendship to today. And also for me, it was really the beginning of me doing active political activity. And I think that I loved my time. Where the honor that was done to me to be able to organize and bring people together was a foundation to the many things that I'm able to do today.
Founding organizer, TESCON UG, and now you find yourself here in the United Kingdom, and in no less a prestigious position than what you occupy in the social services space. How did that come about?
Grace.
So
I think that because you are Pujoba, we have one language. We set sail.
We set
wherever
sail.
Wherever we go, we want to actually make an impact. So I finished University of Ghana, and to be very honest with you, because of the issue around the industrial strikes, that meant that we couldn't go to university. I was one of those people who actually was looking into what I can use my time for. So I started coming to this country, really, to visit family, to visit friends, and I think I loved this country. So when I finished university, I think it was a natural attraction for me to pursue a career, and it was through first academic and then a career in the United Kingdom. Bearing in mind, my father actually spent a lot of time in the United States, actually studying and teaching at Penn State. But I really loved...
You drifted towards the UK.
I drifted, and I loved, and I loved the UK. So I came to study in the UK. And after studying, again, I was privileged to meet academic advisors and supervisors who took particular interest in my commitment to actually making discovery in areas of study. So I spent time working on something that we called the Intensive Supervision Surveillance Program. That's simply to say the community mechanism of keeping young offenders monitored, tagged electronically, so that they don't have to spend custodial sentence. Because when they are spending custodial sentence, they are just resting, and they will come back to do something different.
Right.
So whilst you keep them in a community, you can engage them better in skills training, engage them better in reparation work, the harm that they have caused, repairing that. You can engage them better in some of the familiar factors that actually causes this kind of behaviors, which you call antisocial behaviors, or which has become criminal enterprise. And so that piece of work that I was doing was actually something that I believe my academic supervisor really liked. So she took particular interest in me on that. And one thing led to another, introducing me to a little bit work with the Youth Offending Service, which had now been actually outdoor as a Labour government policy then, and then was actually being embedded in the local authorities. So I was part, if you like, to the program of embedding it, and also part of the program of learning how it will work.
Wow.
And I think that, to put mildly, what the British are good at is that when they identify a talent, they do everything to retain it. So whether you call it a brain drain or brain retain,
or a brain gain,
a brain gain, that's something that the British are very good at. That when they find that unique expertise and they feel that they can make good use of it, they actually make the effort to keep you. And that is how
that's great. Well, maybe on another leg in a consultancy, you can actually and tell us, so a lot of people can be benefit from this as well. But so you're doing so well.
Yes.
You have a profession.
Yes.
Now you have a route.
Yes.
Which is the NPP.
Yes.
How did you become involved in NPP-UK?
So I think that I will not say engulfed in NPP-UK, if that's the word.
Right.
I think that I've always been on the center right of the argument. I believe that God gave us this innate ability.
You believe in the ideology.
To be able to work hard and then contribute to our families and own things for ourselves. Whether you are going to call it property owning democracy, that's a different thing. But I believe in that center right ideology. I have always, it's not like something that somebody have held my hand and put me in. It's a philosophy I believe in.
Right.
So wherever I'm moving on from a TESCON organizer to coming to UK to wanting to study, it was always natural that I was going to look for where the MPP gather. But bearing in mind, for those who know a bit about NPP, the party's roots, if I must add, actually is here in the UK.
It started here in the UK.
The reason is quite simple. For those who don't know, what we have come to see and normalize and internalize as the Rawlins's NDC was a very brutal regime, PNDC. So most of our fathers, uncles, those who were doing politics, either were exiled or went on self-imposed exile.
Right.
A majority of them came here to UK. And when they came here, they didn't go looking for job. We are privileged looking for job. They didn't. They spent the entire 11 years of Rawlins's 79 to 92, if you like, mobilizing and organizing how first they will overthrow Rawlins's government, then second, return the party into multi-party democracy. And so, and when eventually the camel's back broke, so they say, and then we got into the 1992 establishing a multi-party. The NDC then, which was a PNDC, forming to NDC, could just organize themselves to become a party within the twinkle of an eye.
Yeah.
Okay? their understanding was that no other party no other grouping could actually form a political party based on the Political Party Act that birthed the multi-party democracy. But you see, the NPP then, which was at the time they were leaving office, the way Rawlings took over, was the PFP, Popular Front Party, was organizing itself here in the UK.
Right.
So they could just go in 92, within that short space of time, to also register to be part of the body politicking. So we don't take what the UK had done prior to and during that period for granted. So when you come here, the first thing you want to see is going to see who are those people. It's like they are your celebrities.
Yes.
Who are those legends? Who had done that? So bearing in mind, even though that when I came in 2004 and into this country, we were already in government for 4 years and moving into our second term as an MPP government led by Kufuor. There were still some of the stalwarts who were still here. So you hear their name. You want to go and experience who is Peter Crunchy Jabon. Because you've seen him or you've heard the name. So you only find out that, oh, he's kind of transformed. He's no longer the young man with the half bow demonstrating. Who is Joseph Asante Yeboah? Who is this? So they are like your celebrities. You want to go and see them. And then who is Marlon Anipa? You've heard that name. Everybody call him Marlon Praises. Who is Praises? So you want to go and see these people. So in 2006, when I first found out where they were meeting, and I got into there, and I sat there and I was like, with my hand on my folded like this, with that nostalgia. Oh, so these are the people. It's like you've seen your footballers that you see on
I can
TV.
tell you at that point that it was now very cemented that you weren't joining your pops in the US.
No. You were clear. So that is how I joined. For me, soon after I joined, not distant future, one of the person who was the chairperson, then Amprechum Sapon.
The former deputy foreign affairs.
And then MP for Mampo, he was the chairman. Not soon this year, you hear that he has been appointed as a deputy ambassador to India. So you say, wow. You know.
This is a chapter of prospect.
and they were people of metal.
Yes.
So you go there once and you are inching for the next last Sunday of the month to go back there again. This was 3 hours of intense politicking. So they bring government policy that we are introducing. It's like, okay, so President Kufuor has introduced HIPIC for the 3 years. And then there was a big debate whether HIPIC was good for us or was not good for us. And then you have this kind of debate, and then they will put it into a memorandum and they will send their opinion to government. Like we sent you there. So this is what we think.
This is getting interesting. My viewers, it's still the Patriotic Channel. My name is Philip Asiawo, and I'm having a conversation with Andy Owusu, who is vying to be chairman of NPP-UK branch. And it's been very insightful so far. And in a bit, we'll get into what he's bringing on board and also what his contributions have been to the party, both here in the UK and also in Ghana. And one thing that I'm very much amazed about in terms of a contribution, one is that you've been patron. And we've heard about your contributions in finance and in other ways. We know how resource is very important as far as advancing the agenda of the party, especially in the diaspora. What pushes you to be able to do the kind of benevolence you do to the younger ones, to the party, and not to blow your own trumpet, but what have you done that people give you so much accolade?
So, thank you very much. For me, first and foremost, I will always say that this party can do without anybody else. Because the party has so many people who are wishing and willing to contribute to this party. So for me, any contributions that I have made into this party, I see it as a privilege. So it's quite humbling. Like I told you, I was privileged to come and see the stars here. And to be able to actually sit with them, eat with them, to listen to them, to hear what they have gone through to birth this party, to nurture this party, and to grow this party, and how some of them, their journeys in dressing like women, crossing the border, leaving everything,
it wasn't easy.
And then coming here. You see that you are so fortunate that they have sacrificed everything to make this party what it is today, and now it is in government. When I came, like I said, I was a student, and when I finished my studies, one of the things I said to myself is, how can I be of a meaningful contributor to NPP through its UK branch? I identified 3 things. The first thing I identified is making myself, if you like, a servant of the party. That is to say that I will be available to the chairpersons, its secretary and its members whenever duty calls to go and do what I am required to do. So they have quite, I call it another privilege, that between those periods, I spent a lot of time serving the party by being the face of the party, communicating our policies, our processes.
So you were with the communications team.
That was with the communication.
Right.
So for many people, between the period of 2010 to 2016, when they say Andy Owusu, what they remember me with is either I was speaking on a radio platform here or on a TV platform here and things like that.
Right.
So I was very instrumental. The communication team was then led by a fantastic gentleman called Michael Nanaya of Sapon.
Right.
He put a solid team to be able to actually do that. So that was one way of contributing. There was also another way of contributing, which was through policy. So I was, all the things that I have learned, I was also privileged to join the group that were actually working on some of the policies that the MPP, in return to power either in 2012, because we were aiming to be 2012 or 2016, which we were successful at, to be. So that, for example, I came to see people who had already written the free SHS and teacher first policy. Credit goes to them, people like Chairman Atakrufi and his likes. Then I also saw that there was an opportunity to develop some areas of the things that I have also learned.
Right.
So I contributed greatly in the 2012 and the 2016 MPP manifesto.
Right.
So if you pick page 125 to 130.
I'm going to come to that, because especially when it comes to the social issues, social care, I see that your footprint is in there.
Yes, I consider it a privilege.
Right.
Again, then the person who was in Parliament leading our gender, children and social protection was then her Honorable Osla Owusu, who was leading, just like we have committees now that we have formed. And I think that Osla and I struck a chord. So we used to, she come from the gender advocacy background. She also come from the Federation of Women Rights and Human Rights background. And I come from the background of social protection, child protection, youth justice, and social care background. So Osla and I used to debate what it is that Ghana needs a lot.
Right.
You see, and so she said, you know what? Why don't you put some of your thoughts in perspective for us to see? So I got that privilege. And, you know, I put my thoughts into together in terms of the Ghana that we can build in terms of strengthening our social protection and in terms of strengthening our human development index in terms of women, in terms of children, and in terms of the vulnerable. To the extent that actually, prior to that, we used to call it women and children's ministry. Then we went into gender and
social protection.
So, but if you pick the MPP's manifesto for 2012 and 2016, and you open chapter 11 of that manifesto, you see social development.
Right.
Because I said that.
And that is your handiwork.
I said that it is not a specific, it's the bedrock of building a society. Whatever we do for children, for women, for the vulnerable, okay, is what the society, is framework of the society, and it's supposed to be the foundation of developing the society from a lower income third world to a middle and an advanced income. Because wherever you have seen that they say is a first world country, first indicator is not their money, it's social development.
Very deep indeed. Let's just look at the very core of this conversation as well, which is what you're bringing on board. Should you be given the nod to be chairman of NPP-UK branch, what are the policies that you're seeking to implement?
Okay, so some of it are born from what I have experienced. One critical thing, you mentioned that you've heard that I have contributed financially to this party. Resource is very important to build every formidable party. But you can't continue to tax the same people every time to build, especially when they feel lethargic and some feel that they have not benefited, so to speak, on the 2 times that the MPP have had power. And somehow our business partners and other people, for example, are quite disgruntled because they feel that when we got power, we didn't, so to speak, look back to cater for them, especially here in the UK. So you will see that lethargy in there. But the party still need resources. And we need to build a strategy that helps. For me personally, in humility, I have contributed immensely to the sustainability of NPP-UK in cash and in kind. But I ask myself the question, tomorrow when I'm not there, who does the same? So we shouldn't actually rest the contribution of members as the only basis of building this party. So 4 years ago, I said to myself, the party has grown. We should learn from best practices. There are other political parties in different countries that, for the purpose of this interview, I'm not going to name, which has charitable statuses in other countries like UK, and use their charitable statuses to raise funds to be able to support those parties' activity back home, whatever country they are. And one political party that I've already mentioned in camera to people is in one of the parts of Europe where, if you see many of the banqueting suites, for example, in UK, is owned by them. And through, anytime you go and have an event, anytime you go and have a party,
raising funds.
You are paying those money into them. Once they take the basics that actually pay for the keeping of those properties, the rest somehow goes to the funding of the party's activity. And I think we should be able, we've come at an age that we have to be able to do the same. I believe that, like the people I called my celebrities that I came, let's take it back. Imagine they started paying dues from 1996. 20 years now, they've been paying dues. If I were to say to them that now, okay, now, you've paid for 20 years. let other people who are coming in pay for the next 5 years. You are no longer paying. Your contribution is what we have used to build this Patriot Hall.
Right.
So one, you are going to be able to benefit from using it from your daughter's marriage ceremony. It's not going to be paid for. But when we get contribution from that, it's going to pay for the party's activity.
Right. And for people in the diaspora, they understand the importance of these things.
You will see that maybe you are not a minister in Ghana.
Yeah, but you
But
are
actually,
benefiting.
you are benefiting
Right,
from the
one
party.
way or the other.
From here, one way or the other. And you are no longer making contributions.
Right.
So I have been trumpeting what I call the Patriot Halls.
Right.
That we can have in strategic areas here in London, maybe one in the Midlands area, maybe one in the South Coast area.
That's interesting,
where
Chairman.
we are going to use to, one, support our people to run their events, two, generate revenue from that to look after the party, and three, and more importantly, ease the pressure of dues paying on those who have contributed extensively.
That's interesting, not to cut you short, because we do know that, frankly speaking, political executives have been under fire from their followers for insinuating that not everyone can benefit from a political appointment. And so what you are saying is that is the obvious, but essentially everyone can still benefit from the party one way or the other.
Yes. The reason that everybody wants to eat from the pot, that little pot, is that nobody knows where the next food is coming from.
Right. But if they know, everyone is at ease.
But if they know that there's enough, plenty for everybody at different areas, people will be at ease. How many people can be appointed ministers? The last time we appointed 123, it became our Waterloo.
Yeah, it still was it.
It became our Waterloo.
Right.
Because if you remember, with the best of intention of appointing many ministers, the same Ghanaian said that the government is over bloated.
Right.
Now, if you look at the NDC, they have 60 minus 3 people who sadly passed away, 57, and they have not increased. People are saying, we don't have anything to do. So let's put it that way. Not everybody will become a minister.
Right.
The same way, there are about 400 sector roles, including MMDCEs, that you can be appointed. Not everybody is going to become a chief executive and things like that. Okay? And Ghana's economy is not more than 250 billion. So it's not everybody that is going to eat from that pot. But you need everybody in this country who is an MPP member to be contributing to getting us into power. What a good leader have to understand is that getting you into power, they know they may never be ministers. But what is it that they can identify with that since I became a member of MPP, I have gained? Some of them will want their children to be placed in some schools. Others will want contracts. Others need none of that. Others want to have a decent event in UK at a cost that is affordable. Others also simply say, now that we are in power, I don't need to contribute anymore. We are in power. So a good leader have to segment these and understand how they will be able to stimulate everybody and get their needs.
So that is
one of the main things. Making sure we are getting into a stage where revenue mobilization will be done more strategically, reducing the burden of those that have contributed immensely, but also through that funding activity and funding those people through a Patriot Hall that we are going to acquire. The second thing, which is very important, is that for those who have served us and have served us well, I'm a Christian, as I've told you. I went to Pope John. You know, there was always a story about the 10 lepers where Jesus healed. And when those lepers were healed, they were given instruction to go swim in some water and then get healed. So they all went to follow that instructions and they got healed. And Jesus was walking very far away somewhere else. But one of the lepers went back looking for him, and then said to him, Master, thank you.
Right.
Through you, I have been healed. You know what Jesus said? He said, where are the remaining 9 people? You understand? It tells us one thing, that those who serve us well need to be acknowledged well.
Right.
They may not need money from us, but they will need the acknowledgement. So that is why I think that the new members who are coming into MPP, we are a living organism. People are going to die off, but new people are going to come in. They should be aware that there are those who actually were the pay setters. They did the lighting and put it on a pedestal so that they could see and come. If they actually dim those lights, they won't find MPP attractive. What do I want to do with them? So I always say that I want to recognize,
Right.
I also want to acknowledge, and I want to respect them.
And how are you doing that?
I have 3 hours. Recognize them, respect them, and then ensure that
They're also rewarded.
they are rewarded. Now, how will we recognize them? I think that a time has come that their stories, their histories, what they went through to birthing this party here in UK, supposed to be told through their own spectacle. So under my leadership as chairman, I think that we are going to do a series of events where these people who actually went through this period of, because the NPP-UK, as I know it, many people don't know, for example, that when they came into this country, as we see it, everybody who was of a political party, they all came into this country and formed themselves into one group called Progress Party International. Nobody knows. Many people don't know that.
Right.
I only benefited from people through policy discussions.
Right. that
People
it came
tell
out.
us.
So some of these things, which means a lot to people,
There's a lot of people. They want to tell
get
you
to
that.
be known.
They want to tell you that
they've also played a role. They've
play
done
their role,
something.
and they also want to tell you that the idea of President Kufuor having all-inclusive government,
Right.
having CPP, PPP, and in his first term administration was not a pie in the sky, because they all came together in the diaspora to see the back of the PNDC regime.
Right.
So it was easy to form that. Okay, so there was this. In fact, before Progress Party International, there was actually something called the Movement for Freedom and Justice, MFJ. You'll be surprised to know that is the Movement for Freedom and Justice that supported people like Kweku Baako and Kwesi Pratt to form those newspaper portals in Ghana and was funding them.
Wow.
But nobody tells this story. You will hear Kweku Baako saying that I am Kweku Baako, the crusade, because of MFJ, Movement for Freedom and Justice. You see a Kwesi Pratt say MFJ. But what you will not know is that it's the stories of these people that actually, so they were sitting in Ghana under this hostile regime and getting their newspapers published and circulated because the UK was a place, and then organizing before they became a political party. And these people are still there. They should be able to tell the people who are part of it that, you know, Rome was not built in a day, but it took hard work, hard graft, sweat and blood to birth this democracy for us. So cherish it by also telling their story and also remembering where they have come. They also get the opportunity in their heart that maybe they were not ministers.
Yes, but at least they have that recognition.
Has been acknowledged.
Right.
Then we have to also respect them. The truth of the matter is that we continue to organize big events in the UK and other places. We invite all kinds of people to come and talk. We invite all kind of people to come and eat. We invite all kind of people to come and drink. You'll be surprised where sometimes you see some of the stalwart of those who built this party where they are sitting. Sometimes it's like they are afterthoughts. Sometimes it's like they have been forgotten. Just because they were not an executive member of the party, nobody knows them.
Right.
They may not, they were part of this party, they built a lot, but they may not have been executive members of this party here in the UK. So when they come, they are just tucked in some corner.
Yeah,
and things
no
like
one
that.
really acknowledges.
No one. I want to respect everybody who has contributed, one way or the other. So I want to make sure that under my leadership as chairman, we are going to have reserved places that recognizes the contribution of those people. It's only when I give them that spectacle, when I give them that rightful seat, that they feel encouraged to tell their children that they either birthed here, to come and now sit on their seat because now they are aging, they are retiring.
And the younger people also know that there is a bigger
and the
place for
younger
them.
people will also know that. And also, they continue to support us in many ways. So let's reward them.
Okay.
Let's give them the privileges that we could benefit easily one day when we are also old and frail. Nobody even think about how they are going to get to Ghana to vote. But they consistently, because they cherish this democracy that they fought for.
Right.
Some of them are still in walking stick.
And they go
7th of December, they will get a ticket and go to Ghana to vote.
Especially when raw power is nowhere near implementation. And we don't know where
under
that
my
is.
chairmanship,
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I have a consolidated database of all my over 60s who have birthed this party, and making sure whether they are sick, they are frail, or they are strong, I'm making sure that whatever they want to do, because of the contribution that they have given this party, I reward them on that.
Right.
So I am a chairman wanting to focus my time on people. So if you were to ask me, my first thing is the people.
Right.
Because without the people, we don't have the thump. And many people feel despondent, feel dejected, I think that we have to do that. Okay? Talking about those some people too. I told you that some of them are frail. You'll be surprised that when these are people who have given their all to this party, comes under harsh conditions. And I saw it first time during the COVID, because I was part of the NPP-UK. I was an executive, a research officer then, and I was part of the group that was supporting people during the COVID period. Then I realized that for some people, the moment they said that they are locked down, they shouldn't go to work, or work was closed, you realize that they were living by the work that they were doing.
The means of survival was not there.
Then I also found out something that I knew on paper, but it became real for me. That even when you have your documentation and you have been living a very decent life yourself, and you don't know how to go through the system to get welfare and benefits, the moment you try to press the door that you want that support, it takes you averagely 3 months. For your whether housing benefits to be paid, or whether you are going to get any benefit at all. Between that period, you are relying on family, friends, and benevolence. But you are an NPP-UK member, a party that has been in government or was in government. How do we treat such welfare issues? Not to talk about those who actually pass away. And we have to actually send them back home. Or those who you have to. I have been involved, one way or the other, in 2 people's burial in Ghana. One is Honorable Ademu Dramani Sakande, who used to be the MP for Boko, who through some, if you like, technicalities became jailed for holding dual citizenship or something.
Yeah.
And then passing came, was pardoned and then came to this country, had a heart condition, and passed away. May his soul rest in perfect peace. We used to call ourselves brothers because I saved the same name like him. He's also Andrew. He's Andrew Adamu Dramani. So, and I'm also Andrew. So we used to call ourselves Andy. I was very involved because I knew the family well, the wife and the children. And we took him all the way to Boko to bury. It got to a stage, and I'm not saying this to actually spite anybody, but I'm just saying it in humility. Ferrying the corpse from Accra to Tamale, we needed to get a military helicopter to do that. It was myself, then Marlon Anipa, may his soul rest in peace, and then Major Brima, who happens to be Ademu's uncle. Between us, we realized that the resources that we needed was not adequate to do that. I had to make a personal contribution of about 50,000 Ghana cedis to be able to get this, my friend.
Not from the party's coffers.
From the party's coffers. To get this, my friend, to Boko. The wife today has been ever so thankful. We are like this, and the children. But the point of the matter is that somebody needed to step in.
And there was no model in place to do that.
There was no model in place to do that. Similarly, our friend Marlon also passed. And he is lucky because he was made a DC, and his first day in office, he had a heart attack and died in the created Guan district, in the Volta region, Uti region, I must say. But I always ask myself, had he not been made a DC and had he not died before then, because he had stroke before in the 2017-2018, and I knew how personal contributions went into that. So I am keen on putting a welfare system in place. Why do I think it's possible? I am part of a church that through that scheme, we are able to help those who are in this dire need, whether it's cancer, terminal cancer, or whether it is death, or whether it is that, to the tune of about £10,000.
Wow.
For them to be able, as a recovery money, for them to recover. And I'm saying that we are giving it to you as a loan. I'm saying you are part of an association, which is a political party, but there's a political party that we say we want to improve and better the lot of ordinary Ghanaians.
So welfare is at the heart of your...
Welfare is at the heart of my... Because we are in an aging generation, aging population, and it's hard to come by. People continue to pay £10 dues every month to this party. They are stopping doing this contribution because they don't see the value of the returns.
Right.
I am saying we are about 1,000 or so people. Your contribution that you are paying is your insurance. Paid. So the only exclusion will be when you have decided not to make contributions to the party.
Right.
But if you are paying your dues, that dues is your welfare.
So the dues comes back to you. It's like you helping yourself.
Paying come back to you. Because I am saying the other avenues that I want to raise to look after this party is through outside, through the Patriot Halls, through big fundraising, through other schemes. Because that is, you need deep pockets, I must say. And I have friends who have deep pockets.
Right. So you'll be a chairman who is very resourceful.
You need deep pockets when we are in opposition like this to be able to get back into power. This dues is not going to buy you 20 pickups. Okay, it's not going to adopt 10 constituencies and things like that, especially fighting the NDs.
Yeah.
But once you are paying your dues, you may need to get to Ghana. Let's touch wood. Nobody passes away. Touch wood, nobody gets into this situation. And we are able to raise amongst ourselves in the next 3 years or 2 years of my administration, we get 70% of our people paying our dues. And I said to you, in December, if you are going to Ghana, the prices goes up. So I am going to offset every member of that. the 2 of the 3 years, your dues get back to you to contribute to your flight.
So I see a model where people are really going to benefit from their activeness.
Yes.
So it's not going to be you're doing something, you don't see the return or the benefit of it.
Yes.
Everyone gets to benefit one way or the other.
One way or the other.
And that becomes an incentive for them to continue to do what they do to be active members.
Like I said, because not everybody is going to be made a minister.
It's still the Patriotic Channel, and I'm having a conversation with Andy Owusu, the man who has been part of the family. He's been part of the NPP-UK branch, and the sense I'm getting is that you have identified the challenges here, because just like every place, every society, there are challenges, and people look up to the next leadership to be able to deal with them, to be able to solve them. And the sense I have gotten so far is that you don't only just present the policies, but you start by giving us the problem or the challenges that did exist and why you think these policies will address them. And I think that's what makes it somewhat unique.
Yes.
What other things do you think are vital that you are including in your policies that you're selling to delegates?
Yes, okay. So I think everything that I have talked about are things of my personal learning and personal observation. So, like I said to you when we did the introductions, that when I joined this party, there used to be times that when we go to the meeting, we actually spend the whole meeting talking about policy. So, and not just policy that actually we are going to implement. It was policies that we are actually reviewing, like Kufuor's HIPIC, like the NHIS, like the school feeding program, whether it was expansive enough. So we used to go to this meeting with a topic that today we are going to talk about this. We give people the opportunity to actually open the arguments, and then we are able to also debate upon it, and we make a resolution. But that was only possible because the party had a very strong policy wing. I had the opportunity to attend some of those meetings when I joined. Now, the party here in the UK used to be, if you like, and my choice of words, so in humility, the thinking cap of the party in Ghana. Because the party in Ghana was an activity. Every day you are on the campaign mail.
And to be fair, it all started from here. So
yeah, you are on the campaign mail. You are out there. You are trying to seek. So you need people in a room, actually, doing the thinking about this is what we can do. We have tested it. We have costed it. And it's possible to deliver that. Now we are lucky to now be like we've gone 360. Even in Ghana, we are returning, the MPP is returning into its normal and its core value of being a party of policy. So now recently, the General Secretary announced all those policies, wings, that committees, as we called it, and did that. Mirror to that is what we are going to do here. So in the heart of my deliverables will be birthing the 2 election-winning, social developing, and commitment to advancement of our human index policies that will be sold to the Ghanaians. And at the heart of it, there are things I'm thinking about already. How we actually improve on our local governance, and how we improve on the welfare of teachers, and how we also ensure that there are sure start programs for our children. These are areas that I think in that index is going to help. But it's not possible if you don't have policy wing that's looking at the economy to see whether the economic activity that we are doing can sustain that, whether we don't have a legal committee where the policies around regulations and legislation is going to work around this, or whether you have the school education committees and things like that. So in this, my administration, if I am privileged to get the nod to lead and to serve, I want to return the party back into a party that is anchored on policy.
Right.
The policy will not be shelved or be written in book. It will be talked about, debated upon, turned into memoranda, and then manifesto developed upon, and then sell it to the Ghanaians.
Right. So that we know it's working. It's not something that matcha and
exactly.
Or something.
And it's not just the policy that somebody sat in his room and then see, the party has so many intellectuals, the party has so many experienced and so many service receivers and users that if you are telling them something that won't work, they can look at your face and tell you to not work. So for me, the branch is now grown. It has grown to the extent that there are so many chapters. My commitment to those chapters is that one of every 4 meetings that you are holding, dedicated in actually debating our policy and making memoranda and resolution.
Wow.
We have 3 times what we have the branch meeting and 4 that we do. Let's make sure that some of them, at least 2 out of the 4, is dedicated into debating policy and making resolution.
Right. So
now you make the policy wing feel that they are doing something. And it's testing on us, agreeing to it and feeding it into Ghana. And you know what? If we are taking education, then it means that the education committee in Ghana, the meeting that is going to be talking about the education policy, we are inviting them, if not all of them, at least the leaders of those committees, to be sitting with us. So we hand them our resolution after that. So they contribute to the debate. So I want the party to return back to its premiership status, to say that the UK is the thinking basket of the NPP in Ghana.
Right.
So it's not going to be like disjointed. It's going to be synchronized, where we are talking policy and it's on the economy. So we are linking it directly to Ghana. We are supporting them to ferry them here and discussing it. And what is more, we are also making sure that our policy is being double-checked by our sister party here. Here in the UK, the Conservative Party is our sister party. It has a HQ, which has a whole policy wing. So some of this support and some of this resource and the human capacity, we are linking into that, so that we have something that we can hold as a political party. And this is what the NPP-UK stands for. It stands for policy, ideas, and it stands for those resources. So that is another thing that I want to bring. And perhaps the final thing that is very, very important, like the icing on the cake, is that all these are words if we don't get power.
I was going to ask you that.
All these are words.
What are you going to be doing
all these are words
to help the party
if we don't get power? All these are words.
Right.
Because the number one priority of any political party is to get power.
Yes.
If they don't get power, the number 2, which is the default position, is be a party which is waiting for power.
Yeah.
So preferring on alternative views and alternative ideas. And so then we call it an opposition. Now we've been in opposition. Yeah. We know how it feels.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So I think that the party here in the UK need to reorganize itself to be able to help the party in Ghana win power.
Okay.
Our party has a flag bearer, fantastic man, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Our party has some fantastic people who can run the country. The things that got us out of power are a number of things. I think if you look at the data, and this is my view, if you look at the data, despite all our sins, assuming we were so bad, despite all our sins, the NDC won power with 6.3 million voters. That is 100,000 more of what they won in 2020. What they got in 2020.
Yeah,
and it didn't give them power.
Right. Yeah.
NPP got 4.9 or so million votes, which was 1.9 million short of what we got in 2020.
Yeah, it's true.
So even if you are going to do the basic arithmetic, you'll be able to say that almost, because if you look at the index of the people who were registered for the vote, because we were 14, 15 million, and then in 2020 the voter population was 3 million more, like 18 million. So even if you were to aggregate it, then you are going to say that there were about 2.3 million people who simply couldn't be bothered to go to the polls to vote.
I think, of course.
And for me, this is not floating voters. This is where I argue.
Yes, these are party members. And I think Honorable Oponkuma has actually even stayed on record that in some of the voting centers in his constituency, he had some party members say that we are here, but we will not vote.
Some of them said that if you want us to vote, give us money to go and vote. You gave them money and went to buy kinkies. They didn't go and vote. But I'm just saying, but election, it is a process. It is not an event.
Right.
To get somebody to the vote is not a D-Day matter. It's the things that you do, the antecedents, that you actually regurgitate and reorganize, is what actually is going to propel that person, that on the day when you go and do the get out to vote ringing, they are ready to answer the call. So what are these things? Number one is disgruntledness. Number two is bitterness. Number three is being unconcerned. And number four is just simply purely convenience. I think that my leadership as an NPP-UK is rooted in the parable of the 99 sheep. Even if we have 99 sheep in the barn and one is missing, let's go and find that one.
No one is being left behind.
No one should be left behind.
So you're not going to say, Maninko, like this, like what will go on and all that.
But the question is that if you are going to bring the person, you are bringing the person to be a contributor, okay? A net contributor and not a destroyer. And that is why even in churches, you first get the gospel preached to you, you convert before you are baptized. Right? So I want to go out there to be able to understand. I think I know some, but they always say that it's better coming from the person who feels aggrieved. Why they feel aggrieved. And for me, I think that I am very much one of those honest brokers in this realm and in this particular sphere. Amongst all the people who are seeking to become chairman of this party, there are people who are preaching that give them that mandate because in the MPP's administration, they were able to get contracts. Now, if you sit into the front of somebody who actually passed a lot of letters and a lot of papers in front of somebody who they felt that actually they served longer than yourself in this party, but nobody gave them a looking, and you come to say to them that, come, let's reason together and let's go. Say, but how? Me? Why would I do that? You have other people who also, you feel that they have contributed so much financial resources into this party and gotten nothing out of it. I think, talk to me, because you and I have the same record. We are both contributing to the party. Maybe you want something out of it, and I also want something out of it, but what we want is different. But let's discuss it, how I can see value in mine, and I can see value in yours. And there are also generally people who feel that the current crop of leadership does not represent their views, does not represent their ethos, does not represent their values. I'm saying that I'm with you, mate. Because the value of MPP is value of sacrifice, value of selflessness, value of service. Reward is just a performance. When it comes, fine. because the object we are trying to develop is the country Ghana.
Right.
But when they see you, that the only reason you want to become chairperson is that so that the government will come into power, you'll be appointed CEO. How do you actually attract that person into party? So the messaging of my contenders, those who are also seeking, don't make no mistake, they are all fine gentlemen. And of course, I don't know whether women are also coming. Anybody who is coming is a fine person. But I am saying that we are in a opposition that our bitter defeat means that the messaging and the leadership that is needed this time is my leadership and not theirs.
Right.
It does not necessarily mean that they cannot be leader in another time. What I'm saying is that 2.3 million people may have not voted because they couldn't be bothered, because they feel disgruntled, they feel... So if you need your one in the parable of the 99 back to go to the polls to vote, they have to see you as an honest broker.
Right.
And I think that that is what stands me out. My policy of making the NPP-UK a vibrant, influential, and a very great party, a branch party again, is born on the fact that, one, experience-wise, I am better placed, as I have actually explained to you. Results-wise, I am better placed. And in the organization of people who are disgruntled, which is the key to getting us back into power, I am better aligned with those groups of people than the other persons who are seeking the mandate. That is the first thing. The second thing is that of all these things that you want to say, what record do you bring to it? Because you have to have some track record.
Of course.
Track record of service. MDC, for example, decided to cut us out completely in the UK airwaves between 2012 to 2016. You know what they did? They actually came to buy some of the radio stations.
Oh, really?
Yes. Wow. Diamond Radio. Those who know. I mean, my communication or director, it was politics is strategy. The only one that was left was also taken over by Hindu. So, you were just of privilege if they invited you. But if they didn't invite you,
what were you going to do?
What are you going to do? Quickly, I came up with a plan with my then communication director to say, you know what? I have an office. I have a media team already in place. I have the resources. All that I need is distributors. Can you help me with distributors? So yes, I know some shops that are that are Ghanaian shops, that are pro-MPP shops. Say, great, we have a deal. So I set up a newspaper called The Echo.
Right. You're the one behind The Echo.
Yes. I set up the newspaper. And we communicated, you know, the whole thing, African democracy, Ghana democracy is broken, this electoral register thing, and all those things, and going up on demos, it was in here, and then we ended up getting to the Downing Street. And so we could actually use the newspaper, funded by myself, to be able to do that. Another thing that was very important for you to know, the NDC is a very dangerous party. If you have no idea how they operate, you will not understand where we are at in the opposition. So, we were going to MPP meetings at the Dominion Center.
Yeah.
All right? We spent a lot of time in 2012 to 2014 in the Supreme Court because we decided not to accept the electoral results. And mind you, the NPP in 2012 here in the UK put all our resources into the activity of Ghana. So we were literally bankrupt by the election process because we were so determined. It's like you say you put your last on it, is it?
Yeah.
So it eluded us because the moment they declared the results and we went to Supreme Court, because we thought we had a strong case we were going to win, all our leaders, majority of them, were still in Ghana supporting the process. Not for a bad reason, because you need people to be on the street. You need people to get to the courtroom. You need to win the argument on the airwaves. So most of the senior leaders in MPP were in Ghana for that 9 months period. Okay.
Wow.
Whilst Dominion Center, we needed to pay them every month. So we were in arrears for 6 months. I don't know where that whispered into the ears of the NDC, that also whispered into the ears of those who were actually managing the place. Some of them were Nigerians. And respectfully, it's the government of the day who are your friends.
Yeah.
We got to the front of the door. And I happened to be, that day is still like a picture in my mind. I was quite early. We got into the door and the door was locked. And I was like myself and 2 or 3 others, we were there a little bit early. Why? You owe 6 months. So you can't use this place anymore. Where do we go? People are going to come. And you guess what? You know when it was? It was the day that they had announced the outcome of the Supreme Court on a Thursday, and the Sunday we were going to a meeting. So people were coming charged.
Yeah, from all over the UK.
From all of the people were charged coming to the meeting. And here you had the very, very crafty NDC. Whatever they have screwed into their ears, they have actually...
No meeting place for you.
No meeting place for us. And I don't say it to blow my horn, because I always say that it's a privilege. They said that we should pay 6 months upfront.
Wow.
Okay, we said we will pay 6 months upfront, so you have to move it to 2 years.
Whoa, from 6 months to 2 years.
Okay, do you get the point? And then at that period, but if you have that selflessness,
someone has to go into the coffers.
Sacrifice.
Their personal funds. This is not coffers.
Yes. If you have the spirit of sacrifice, spirit of selflessness, okay, then you understand that these things are privileges. That you happen to have been there at that time. Not that you are the most person who could do that.
Well, not everyone does it.
But this is me. I was there and I put my card and we paid.
Wow.
And we went in. Of course, the party on the day decided to do fundraise in the room because people were charged, people wanted to pay, I wanted to give my money. And I said, no, let's put it into the party's coffers.
Wow.
That is the person who wants to lead the party.
Wow.
I want to be able to put my best foot forward. So our leaders must follow what others have come to do. Others have done better than I have done. But we are looking for a leader who steps in, and then the troop will feel that, yes, we have a leader that we can go with. These are some of the privileges that I have gotten. So when I say I am more credible in delivering that, because I am in a race of people who, when similar situations have been given them, they have said, and I'm not saying it's a wrong or a right thing, but they have said, I'm pre-financing you. You have to give my money back to me. But I don't see it that way. Because the party when the party calls you, you say, here I am, send me.
An answer. Right.
So I am saying, if we are going to, so of all the things that we are saying, at the bedrock of that is that credibility. And for me, that credibility is because I have seen what past leaders have done. I have seen the stars, so to be, where I was looking at them with awe and things like that.
That's the high point for me.
so for me, in contributing that, all that I'm hoping for is that one day,
yes,
somebody will also come and say there was a certain Andy Owusu, who gave his all.
Right.
So I think that is the credibility that I'm taking into this. That I think that when I say I'm going to do something, I'm doing it with my all. Not because I have it in abundance, but because I see this privilege as something that if I do it quite well. Look, there's going to be an international conference, something that is on the MPP's calendar now. 2007, I think it started in its biggest form. We used to have it in pocket before then, but in 2000 it became part of the calendar where annually we meet. And it was actually kind of relaunched or rebirthed here in the UK in 2000. 2027 is going to be 20th anniversary of the NPP Annual International Conference, where we all gather around the globe in one particular country to actually reflect, take stock, and look at where our party is.
Right.
I'm looking to host it here in the UK.
That would be great.
And I'm thinking that there's a lot of logistics that's going to go into it. And because I was privileged to see its birth, as a leader, as a chairman then, first I know the people that I have to tap who will come and say that this is how we grew it.
Right.
Secondly, I saw the beginning of it. How wonderful is it? And I want to better it. And I also want to make the case why it should be in the UK, because probably I'm going to be the only chairman, if I get the mandate, amongst the international group that actually had been part of its conception.
Right.
So I'm better placed to tell you how best we can. But that is also a way of making the NPP-UK branch great again.
Wow.
And there are so many things that we are going to roll out in preparation towards the bigger battle in 2028. So therefore, I am thinking that for me, going into this election is because I have been there, I have seen it, I have done my part, I'm wearing the badge, and it's the time to do it for others.
Wow.
And so I am clear in my thinking that with me, I cut across the young, the old, and the middle group, which I consider myself part of. And you mentioned finally that, well, I was a youth patron. Yes, I was.
Yes, I saw a video circulating.
I have been the youth patron for 12 years.
Yes.
And if you look into my house, you will see
a lot of citations, and
citations and things like that, that you can actually see, and I can actually speak to it.
Right.
Why I got all those citations. It's not for anything. It's for the contribution and the service I've rendered to the party. So you can see on the honor awards there is for the women's wing. On the honor awards there will be from the youth wing. On the honor award there is from the organization wing of the party.
So every wing is your friend.
Because I have served everywhere with my full commitment. 12 years, there have been 3 different youth organizers. All of them I have shepherded, I have steered, I have resourced to be able to deliver the work.
Yes, and everyone who is in the UK knows that this is no mean achievement. To have people who are dedicated to go into their pocket to be as resourceful as you have been, it's actually not something to be taken lightly. And I do know that people are also very grateful, and they do appreciate, because some of the videos and the testaments that I've seen and I've heard actually go on to affirm some of the things that you have been saying. And a lot has been said in this interview. I think viewers, this is an interview on the Patriotic channel that you need to go and have a look, especially if you are a delegate or you know a delegate. Let them watch it. And this is Andy Owusu speaking to you, and the date has not been fixed yet, right?
No, I think that the party's calendar has it that there should be election of chapter leaders.
Yes, first.
Executives, which is going to happen next month, in the month of July.
Right.
It is also designed that by the 8th of August, the latest, we would have actually done the election of selected branch officers. So if nothing at all, the final date that the election is supposed to be held will be the 8th of August this year.
Right.
And so it's still the campaign time. But I think that for me, this is my proper test of where the party is. 4 years ago, I tried to sell the same vision, and I was not successful. I was not successful not because my vision was not bought into. I think there were so many other factors.
Okay.
And I think that on this occasion, what I think we should all reflect on is that we are a party in opposition. You need passion. Many people want to be chairman for different reasons. For me, this is what I want to be chairman for.
Right.
And I think that I believe that if the members are kind in giving me the opportunity to serve them, I will not take their trust for granted.
Wow. It's been a very insightful session. Away from politics, what do you do for fun?
Interesting. So my failed career was wanting to play football.
Oh, okay. You know, with the Black Stars currently at the World Cup, I'm sure we would have been seeing you.
Maybe I would have retired by now.
Oh, okay.
But that's my failed career. I think that I wanted to play football. My die support. I'm a die in Wool, Kumasi, as a supporter.
Yeah.
And I am also a very, 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 very passionate with a capital P, Manchester United supporter.
Oh, I see. I see where the red
I am
football colors come from.
I am so dedicated to these two teams that when they lose, I blame the coach.
And when they win,
I blame I congratulate the players. When they win, I congratulate the players. And so the players can never get it wrong because they are part of the best club in the world.
So this is the man who is, a family man. He's a professional. He's got his fun side. He's so much fun to be with.
Yes.
I can't believe it's been more than an hour already talking and having this interview.
Yes.
And delegates, the ball is in your court. Share this video, comment, like them, subscribe to this channel because as I told you, this is the fastest growing channel that is going to disseminate all the information about the new patriotic party and all the patriotic gestures going around, not only in Ghana, but also in the diaspora. And very soon we'll be so much bigger. We'll be coming to your country of destination. We'll be everywhere. We'll have people being with us everywhere. My name is Philip Asiawo. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Until the next episode on the Patriotic channel, I say bye-bye.